property lane where it's everything real estate. My name is Catherine Nanteza, and we continue on a series on investing in a hospitality business. Last week we were looking at some young ladies who are siblings running a family business, and they were telling us about the ranch. Yes, and we promised to come back and talk more about the resort and what one needs to know. Tonight we have another sibling of the first two, the one they were mentioning about but not directly. Glen has been in the real estate business for over 10 years. Yeah, Glen has literally grown in the real estate business. Not just like the sibling said, not just grooming from home, but he has been running Shoal group of companies for quite some time. And so we will enjoy this conversation as we delve deeper in other alternatives of development that you can venture into as a real estate developer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Mr. Glen Shonubi.
Hi.
You can say hi to the
Hello, everyone. My name is Glen Shonubi. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Shoal Group of Companies. And welcome again to Explorer Resort and Explorer Ranch, which is part of our portfolio, as I would say. And I look forward to this discussion. I started in the coffee industry when I was probably 21. But I've been doing real estate, like I said, since I could walk, pretty much.
Wow.
So we've been on building sites, myself and my siblings, with our parents since we were children. So I always say I've been in this industry for 30 years at least. Yes.
That's quite some time. When you took up like a CEO position, you know, I know that you are a director in Shoal Group, right?
Yes.
And now also the CEO.
Yes.
How is that?
It's interesting because you have to wear several hats within the same group.
Okay.
There's the executive side where you're part of the management, so you have to understand them, have their backs. And at the same time, you're a shareholder and a director, so you have to do that part as well. So there's a balance you have to make over time. It becomes part of the norm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has it been? Is it challenging?
Yeah, it has its ups and downs. Yes, definitely. It's like anything else. It takes time. It takes time to master it.
Okay.
And luckily, we have good mentors all over the country. Not only our parents, but a lot of other very good acquaintances we've made. Many that you know as well that are part of the real estate industry here in Uganda that share information freely and are quite open books. Yeah.
Wow. Back to the resort.
Yes.
As we look through this, I see cottages, very nicely done cottages. Yes. Your sisters mentioned that this place didn't look like this before. Yeah. Was this there or it's also new?
A small portion of it already existed in terms of the cottages. We've renovated them over the past several months.
Okay.
And added a few bits of our own character to the development. There's 11 of them right now. And in the distance, you can see we're building another 10.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting.
Why not utilize the spaces? This for intentionally left open?
Yes. You know, one of the best things about this place, as well as the ranch, is the open spaces.
Okay.
So we try to keep as many natural spaces as they are. So there's not a lot of contamination by humans, but at the same time, you're enjoying the lake. You can have a picnic. You can walk around. The kids can run around freely. And that's kind of what we had in mind.
What inspired the design? I see these benches.
Yes.
Quite a number, you know, like one for everyone.
It's, I mean, the arches, the benches, the colors. There's a bit of.
The colors are yours.
Yes,
it's not what you found here.
The colors are ours.
Oh, okay.
The benches are ours. A lot of these are based on our own thinking, which is basically Tuscan, Mediterranean, Ugandan.
I can see
a bit of Nigeria in there. We try to mix it up and make it as authentic as possible.
Okay.
So I guess I'd say it's like my sister said last week. It's like a passion project for the
Okay.
family. So we took our time. We sat down. My elder brother's an architect, so he helped with a few adjustments here and there. So it's been a journey, but it's fun.
I would love to ask, where is the Nigeria in here?
Oh,
Because I can
well.
see the Ugandan, I can see the contemporary, the modern bits.
Yes.
Where is the Nigeria? What's
I'll tell you
Nigeria?
what. Each of these cottages is named after a city
Oh, okay.
and themed after a city.
Wow.
Different cities around the world, and that's kind of where the explorer theme comes from.
Okay.
So you find that it's not, fixed on one location. You find Paris here, then Lagos over there. There's Kampala right next to us here. Mengo is over there. So different locations, because we're trying to get into the theme of explorers, which is we're all over the place. You explore different areas. You do
Okay.
different things. So every cottage is unique in that way.
I can see. Is the uniqueness also inside? Because out
Absolutely.
they look the same.
Yes, it's inside where you find different paintings. It's not that we bought one painting to replicate across
Oh,
the rooms. Every room has something related to the city it's named after, or the location it's named after. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
What makes this stand out from the resorts that we know?
Well, I'd say the care to detail, the greenery, the natural. What we've left it as natural as we possibly can. Of course, over time, we'll be adding more things, but we'll try to remain eco-friendly and think of the environment that we found here as well as what we want to achieve in the end. Of course, the naming of each room, the design of each room in the interior, and I guess if it's about the architecture, I'd say it's such a melange of different types of architecture that you see that the
Are
outward
the new
bricks-
ones going to be different?
Yes, the new ones might have a little more modern vibe to them.
Okay.
They're going to be a little more intentional because these were renovated intensely. But those we started from scratch, the ones we're finishing off.
Okay.
And those will be a lot more intentional, and the theme will be even harder put into those.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Now we go to the question that everyone watching wants to know. What does one need to know to build or develop a successful resort to start with? I would put it widely as hospitality business, but bringing it closer to home.
Yeah.
What does one need to know to build a successful resort?
Well, I guess I would say, just speaking from my own experience, I would say you need to get the first thing is the land. Yeah? It's always the land, which means you have to do your due diligence.
Does it matter where it's located?
Sometimes,
Because everyone seems to believe it has to be at the lakeside or seaside.
Yes, I mean the word resort has that connotation to it, but there are a lot of resorts that are not by the lake like this one, and they still give you that getaway feeling of I'm not around the city.
Okay.
I can relax. I can take time, and time moves a bit slower in these locations.
Okay.
So that's kind of it. But yes, the land. Make sure you know what kind of land you're getting, the location. You know the 3 rules in real estate: location, location, location. So that's a big one.
Does it matter the size of land?
It can matter, but
Okay.
when you have a good team of architects, you can make whatever space you
Work
have
for
work
you.
for you.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so it doesn't have to be gigantic. I mean, this place is over 20 acres, including the ranch.
I
But
can
it's not
see.
like we're going to build on the whole, So you can work with what you have. There's certain people that have smaller spaces, but they make them so cute and so nice, and they have that market as well.
And what you mentioned, most people are in a hurry to have the whole place built up, to, let's pump money. Is that what you've been doing?
Absolutely not. Actually, part of what we do is we're very good at phasing things.
Okay.
The better you phase it, the more manageable it is, the less you need to fundraise, let's say. And best, it's always good to have a budget and phase the development.
Dear viewers, unfortunately, we have to first take a short break. We will be coming right back, and Glenn will start from where he stopped. See you in a little while. Welcome back from that very brief break. Once again, my name is Catherine Nanteza, the host of Property Lane tonight. I have with me the guest, I think you've been following, but for those that just joined in, Glen Shonubi, the CEO of Shoal Group of Companies. Shoal Group is a real estate developer. They also do property management. And Glen has been with Area Uganda for quite some time, has been in the game for over 10 years. When we took the break, we were talking about what, as a developer, you need to know in venturing into resorts particularly. And Glen had taken us in detail how to select the land, what type of land. Glen, what else do we need to know?
Besides the type of land, you need to understand the market that you want to get into.
Yeah.
Do a little research on what the rates are, what the return on investment would be, and then you can make an informed decision on whether it's something you want to get into, because it's in most cases it's a long-term investment. So you have to look at it that way. And there's a lot of passion going into projects these days, passion as well as professionals. So you have.
I think passion is always part of real estate.
Absolutely.
In fact, if you're not passionate about real estate, don't enter the game. That's why we are having funny buildings.
Exactly.
Because how else will someone else appreciate it if you don't like it yourself? Talking about passion, you had talked about phasing. I see you have quite a large chunk of land here. How big is this resort?
It's about 20 acres.
20 acres?
Yes, not accounting for the lake reserve, which is quite large as well.
Wow.
But like I said, yeah, the phasing is important. You can't just come and build everything at once, or maybe you can, but those are unique cases. I always think it's good to phase it because things change sometimes and you don't want to overstretch yourself.
In other words, you're saying a resort is not something you enter if you're looking for quick cash.
Yes, in my opinion, it's you should look at it as any real estate investment, a long-term investment, because it's putting that after getting that land, you're putting that land to use. And that use usually pays back the cost of the land and a little profit and the operating costs.
So where are you in this part of the game, in this the phasing process?
This is phase one.
Your sister said you acquired this year.
Yes, so the majority of the 20 acres was acquired in 2005.
Oh.
So I was in high school, but this particular section, these were our neighbors for several years.
Okay.
And we kind of evolved from botanical gardens, which is what we ended up using the ranch for.
Okay.
Which is more of botanical gardens.
Is that the famous botanical gardens we used to hear about? Oh, okay.
It's the literal botanical garden.
It's
so it's
just
it's Explorer.
description.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's Explorer Ranch, and we use it as for picnics, weddings. It's just open spaces. People just come and do whatever they want and enjoy themselves. And then our neighbors over here, they'd done a little something. They had something running, and it felt like a natural progression. And we'd been working with them so well for many years that it only felt right for us to work together and eventually take over, which is where we are now.
Okay.
So it's actually the second phase that we're in right now.
Oh, you're in the second phase.
Yes,
what does
yes.
that include?
The second phase was basically acquiring more land and adding more facilities.
Okay.
Meaning before we didn't have a restaurant, now we do.
Okay.
Before we had no kitchen, we had no bar, we had no accommodation, but now we have all the above. And the next phase is right behind us over there, where we're building even more accommodation. And the final phase is a large structure in a certain section of this entire
What for?
property. For numbers. Because one of the challenges we've had is we can't meet the demand.
Oh, you already have demand?
Absolutely.
I thought you're still in the construction phase.
Yeah, when you phase it, the demand comes anyway because the lake's
Okay.
not going anywhere, the beach isn't going anywhere. So people come, and we have right now we have 11 rooms,
Okay.
and sometimes they want 30. So that's why we're building more, and we'll build more and more, but mindfully and environmentally conscious of how we do it, so we don't kill the natural vibe of the area.
Do amenities add anything to a resort?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're already by the lakeside. Why have a pool? Isn't that extravagant?
No, it's actually very practical. It's very practical because many people are nervous about swimming in the lake.
Me too.
And yet when they're right at the lake, they want to swim. So it's actually safer and less of a risk to anyone else that might be afraid, or you never know what could happen in the lake. So the swimming pool is a bit safer. You have it close to the pool, so you get close to the lake, so you get the lakefront energy as well. Amenities are very important.
Do you have any here? I saw a pool, but what else do you have?
We have a pool. We have the accommodation. We have Wi-Fi. We have everything you'd get in a hotel is here. We have a conference room, a conference hall. We have a restaurant. We have a bar. We have a team that helps with everything, housekeeping and everything else except a spa.
You said a conference hall as well.
Yes.
Why not a spa?
We're getting there.
We are by the lakeside. We might as well get spoiled,
Phasing is very important. So it's a phasing issue, but like you said, we're getting there slowly.
Have you gotten demand for spas and saunas and steam?
Yes, there have been a few questions about it, but we advertise we give out the information about what is actually here.
Okay.
And it's not a game changer, but it's always a nice thing to have for the guests to get some extra care and hospitality. Okay.
Did it help when you added the amenities? Like, did it help you get more people coming? Has it helped you in terms of revenue and finances? Because we are talking investments or returns are key.
Absolutely. Having bare land or empty land and having land with things that generate income is always better. Okay. It has definitely helped. Even in the few months that we've been open, we're not fully open yet, but
you're not fully open.
We're open to guests.
Okay.
We're open to guests. People come. People use everything. So we've not yet had like a super launch of some kind. Okay. But even in these few months, it's been amazing. We've been at capacity most weekends. We're learning how to handle the bar sales and the restaurant sales, and
you have really good food.
You
do.
Thank you very much. I'll pass that on to the chef.
Okay. All right. I see children's play toys or play areas.
Yeah.
Who was your target market?
So this is it's an open garden feel. So our target market is everyone, because you're looking at families. Families are very important to us. We have family cottages.
Okay.
We have all the baby stuff you'd need when you come to spend a night.
Interesting.
We have the play area, like you mentioned, the pool, the donkeys, the horses. So families are very important. We think that's a very big part of our market, or who we're trying to get to come here.
Okay.
We also have the youth. Definitely, the youth love the beach. They love a good time, and even the more elderly people in our community, because there's a sense of peace most times when you come here. It kind of gets quiet. You hear the lake, you hear the birds, and you find elderly couples coming and just spending some time. To do bird watching, to just sit at the lake and marvel at the sunset.
Are these Ugandans?
Yeah, many times they're Ugandans. And
because bird watching. Okay.
and many times you'll be surprised how many Ugandans. Actually, I was surprised. I had no idea how big the bird watching community in Uganda is. It's actually quite large.
Okay.
And also the foreigners and the tourists.
Oh,
Tourists love. I mean, the lake is a big one. The bird life is a big one. The trees and everything, very, very, very important for tourists who want to kind of come to Africa.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Glen, is that all one needs to know to set up a successful, because from what I hear, you seem to be comfortable already. Yeah?
I'd say we're still learning as well. I'd say we're also learning, and we invite everyone to learn with us. We're quick learners as well.
Okay.
So at least we have the infrastructure side sorted.
Okay.
We're trying to build...
I see the road has been worked on. Was that you're doing, by the way?
No, that is the government of Uganda, the amazing government of Uganda. But it's been a work in progress. We're very happy with the road network in the area, right from the northern bypass to the expressway to our Bwerenga Road over here.
Okay.
They're getting it done. It's not done yet, but we'll get there. So I think perhaps, we're still learning. The infrastructure side is done because we build. So we're builders, and we have residential accommodation around East Africa. So that part's covered. Now it's the service side that we're still figuring out. We have a good team, very competent people we've got on board.
I can imagine, because I've already seen you in a real estate, the hardcore kind of development, coming up with buildings, and I see you have apartment blocks coming up in Kamocha and other parts, as you mentioned. How is the transition from that to this?
It's interesting. The building part is pretty much the same. There are different rules to tourism and hospitality that I've had to learn. But besides that, it's been pretty smooth. It's a smooth transition. And it's not a total transition. We're doing multiple things at the same time.
It's a multitasking of some sort.
And a part of it is having the right teams.
Okay.
I'm not a hotelier myself, but I've put together a team of people that advise and do the daily back and forth with the customers to ensure that we get to that sweet spot where it's not too expensive, but it's the perfect service as well.
Okay, well, as we come to the end of the show, for my viewers, it's not the end of this kind of show. It's not the end of the resort yet, because we haven't seen the horses. We must go to the ranch, but this particular show, for such places, growing up, we used to hear of the Lido beaches, the whatnot, and it was marketed mostly by concerts, festivals. Is that what's selling this place?
I think it's part of it, or it will be. It will always be part of it. I think as Ugandans, we've evolved, and as business people, to use our spaces for multiple things and not just the same old same. So we're versatile, and we change. One day there's a festival, next day it's a kids' day, next day it's a youth festival. Okay. Next day it's a wedding. So I think that's part of it. You have to be nimble and be able to adjust as per what your customers require. So
what are the cons? We've had all the pros and all the good stuff. What challenges should we be looking out for if we are to invest in something like this?
The challenges are several, from all the challenges you'd expect from real estate, which is pipes, just wear and tear.
Is that one of them?
Taxes is always I wouldn't say it's a con, because you want to help build the country, and you pay your fair share. But yes, it is a significant cost. Although in hospitality there are certain ways you can mitigate that cost, and the government's trying to help people in tourism, so that's always a good thing. But customer service is always unique, because everyone is specific about certain things, and you have to cater to every customer differently. Unlike, let's say, an office building where it's just there and like move in or move out. So there's a lot more care, which is more time consuming, but it's more rewarding.
Thank you so much, Glen. It's really been a pleasure having you. Dear viewers, hope you enjoyed our sit out or our visit to the ranch at Explorer Resort and Marina. Please come and have a boat ride. We continue this conversation with the siblings as we discuss real estate by young people. So see you next time.